Okay, it's bottling day. I need my bottling vessel, I need all my bottles, and I need my drying rack. Again, another reason why you need a really big sink. Makes things a lot easier. So, a bit of a bummer. I have 4 cases of pretty nice quality beer bottles that I use for bottling. And my one day last year, was it Ben's birthday, something like that, I brewed 10 gallons of beer and I bottled it all up, and I kind of like left some of the bottles sitting out for way too long outside, so they're a little dirty. So this is OxyClean. And I'm just taking the dirty ones, which I'm just taking all of them really, and I'm filling them up with the fluid. And it'll do the work for you most of the time. So that's step 1. Bottles are drying. They're not sanitized yet though. I got stuck cleaning them, and man, this is tough. So I've got this like bottle brush thing, and it's a soft brush, and it gets in there in that corner and scrapes out all that gunk. That's what I'm doing right now. A couple of them had gunky stuff in them. This one is bad. I don't even think, you know what, he's officially retired. It's not worth it because at some point there's material that could be in there that'll mess with the flavor, and it's just not worth messing with. With those all pretty much drying, I need to do the sanitization of the bucket. I'm gonna put the bucket up here, and I'm gonna use my hose to fill it up because I'm gonna use the spout on the end to sanitize the bottles. When Osh 15% off sale. So I'm going there on one item, and I've got a $5 coupon, so I'm gonna go there and see if there's any hot deals. This is the way this goes, 1 ounce for 5 gallons. Make sure you close off the valve on your fill bucket. I've picked up some kind of like audible whine from my ham radio right now in the car. I don't understand what that's about, it's weird. Anyway, let's take a break from the bottles for a second while they're drying off, and we're gonna go to the store. I forgot to get distilled water and orange juice last night, so we're gonna go do that. Then we're gonna swing by Osh, and we're gonna go get Ben. Real quick thing on the bottling so I can explain. You want a clean bottle and you want a sanitized bottle. Those are 2 separate steps. You can't clean and then sanitize with the same cleaning liquid on the bottle, and you can't sanitize a dirty bottle. So anyway, you gotta clean off the bottles first and then sanitize. That's the way it works. This place is really busy. Back to Rite Aid, more elderberry juice. I don't know where it is. Well, that was needlessly complicated. That was weird. I would have filmed that, but I was gonna get mad really quickly if that didn't sort itself out right. I'm at, what is this, Rite Aid? CVS, I always confuse the two. I'm at CVS Pharmacy. I go in to get, my wife wants iron supplements for Ben. So a drop, or, you know, like a dropper, liquid, or a dissolvable tablet, or a gummy, you know, something that a kid will take, right? The 2-year-old. And so I go in their section for kids' vitamins. They don't have iron. They've got multis, they've got vitamin C, they've got vitamin D, they've got all kinds of vitamins. They don't have vitamin, iron, not vitamin. They don't have an iron supplement. And so I get in line, I ask them like, oh, you'll have to ask so-and-so. So I walk over to so-and-so, and she's like, oh, I'll be with you in a second. So I walk over, I'm sitting there, and she comes over and goes, yeah, we don't have any out here. How many do you want to buy? What? She's like, I have one. I'm like, oh, okay, where is it? She's like, well, we keep it in the back. Okay. She's like, it's not a prescription, but we save it for people with prescriptions. I'm like, what? What does that mean? Is it a prescription or not a prescription? No, it's not a prescription, but the company that makes it, you know, they use a box that looks like a prescription, so we give it to people who have prescriptions. I'm like, why would people have prescriptions for things that aren't prescriptions? Like, what is going on? So confusing. And then I'm waiting, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I'll take it, give it to me. Can I go finish my shopping and just bring it back and check out? She's like, yeah, go ahead. So I come back and I'm talking to this other girl, and she's like, what's your last name? I tell her, I'm like, it's not a prescription. She goes, okay, well, what is it? I'm like, I don't know. It's iron. Go ask her. Go talk to what's her name? The girl you told me to go talk to her. She got it all sorted out. And she goes over and talks to the girl, and she's like, yeah, it's sitting right next to you. I told you to just check them out. Oh my God, it was so complicated, so infuriating. Like, if you want to sell iron, sell the iron. If you have it and you want to sell it, and you don't need a prescription, put a sign up that says, ask our pharmacist about iron. I don't know, do something. It was, what the hell? But all is right with the world now because I'm at Osh and I've got coupons, so hopefully I'm gonna get something good. Oh, I bought these for like $6 and now they're trying to sell it for 31. That's garbage. That's weird, man. I got really excited seeing that thing. That thing sold really well. I mean, you guys probably know this, the store layout better than I do now from all the episodes I've done here. Now they got the Hitachi in. So they just shoved this all over and he crammed it all in. I don't know anything about Hitachi. Is it any good? I'm not gonna buy any, but I have this inkling in the back of my head that the big sales, the 75% off sales, are gonna be few and far between now. They're starting to get their stride here. I think they're starting to make money. They're figuring out what sells. So I don't think we're gonna be getting those hot deals anymore like we used to. Bummer. You know, Osh, I like you. Sometimes I just don't understand you. So I ended up getting my vest. But, so check this out. What's that say? $70.99? Well, when they rang it up as $59.99. It's already $10 off. And then I threw an extra 15% on that. Loyalty reward, yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, I threw an extra 15% off of that. That makes it $9. And then an extra $5 off of that, so it came out to like a flat $50.13. I don't get it, man. It's like, if your product is $60, mark it as $60. Don't mark it as 70. Send somebody around with a gun and fix that thing. What the hell? What the hell? All right, so here's the method of my madness. I'm taking all the empty bottles, dried, clean bottles, and put them in the sink. This is all the equipment I need to sanitize. This is the bottle tree, and this is full of sanitized water. So this is pretty much sanitized. I'll go around the inside of it and the lip and all that, and on the lid before I continue. But what I'm doing is I'm filling the bottles up with sanitizing solution, and I'm putting the stopper in the sink here. So when we're all done, when I poured out all the sanitizing solution, I'm going to dump the bottles into the sink, and then I'm going to add in all the equipment that needs to be sanitized, and then I'm going to put all the bottles into the drying rack. And that's it, and we'll sanitize them. And then I'll move the cider to the bottling vessel, and that's how it rolls. So let's get started on that. Oh, now everything is in sanitizing solution. You can see that the bottles still have a lot of foam in them. It's totally fine. Let it dry. It won't hurt anything. All right, I'm gonna put one of these apple juices in right now. It'll make mixing easier. Airlock off. Whew. I'm half thinking about using some of my apple wine as a mixer. Okay. We are siphoning. Name of the game here is the least amount of agitation of the liquid as possible. We don't want to introduce any air into the cider. That will just oxidize it. Oxidation, while great in the short term when you're drinking something to bring out the flavor like in wine and whatnot, perfect. It is very important. Not so for before you are at the point of enjoying it. I'm trying not to disturb the lees on the bottom of the cider, but I'm also trying to get, and we're done. Got my cider. It's got 1 container of concentrate. Let's try it. Needs the other one. There's almost no, I mean, a little bit of sweetness. Yeah, I'll put the second one in. It tastes like Aspel. That really nice cider I recommended. It actually has more barnyard taste than the Aspel does. People will not like this. I love it though, so that's all that really matters. It's still, well, it's sweeter now, but it still has that cidery barnyard taste I'm looking for. What's gonna happen though is once I bottle it and the fermentation starts over, it's gonna eat up this residual sugar and it's gonna come out even drier. So I don't know what I wanna do. I'm actually thinking of splashing in a little bit of my apple wine. You know, what the heck? Why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. Good Lord. I'm just gonna pour it straight in. Let's try this. It's almost killed the barnyard taste, which is a bit of a bummer. It's almost given it a bit of brandy taste. Awesome. All right, that's it. Let me show you how I bottle it. Okay, I've got this one-way fill nozzle. That's what fills the bottles. When the plunger is not plunged, it will not flow. See, it's barely filling, but if I tap it, it fills up almost instantly. So you take your first bottle, go down to the bottom to activate the hole, and it immediately starts filling. The pressure's so great that it'll fill even though I'm holding it up like this. Again, you're trying to reduce the amount of bubbles. You can't help but get some in here right now. And by bubbles, I mean air, oxygen. The trick of this is trying to get it just to the point, and then it's full above the neck. That's what you want. And then I'll do that 48 more, or 47 more times. Before I forget, I need to get my canary. This is my canary. This is just a small plastic water bottle. What this is going to tell us is at which point the bottles need to be pasteurized before they become dangerous. So what's going to happen here is once I put this lid on, the process of fermentation is going to start again. I know, this looks like a urine sample, right? The fermentation is going to start again, and it's going to start eating up this oxygen and eating up this sugar, and it's going to become extremely pressurized. At which point the cap fails, you're basically at the point that you have to pasteurize these bottles, or else they'll become extremely dangerous to whomever you give them to. So much so that the mere act of picking it up could cause it to explode in their hands and firing glass everywhere. It's what they call bottle bombs. You don't want that. So this is a bit dangerous because you do have to be pretty precise with how long you let these sit for. They'll probably, and the reason we're letting them sit is because I want them carbonated. So on one hand, the yeast helps me carbonate the cider, but on the other hand, it can create a volatile situation in which the bottles might explode. So I'm playing a balancing act of not allowing it to sit for too long without being pasteurized. And the pasteurization kills the yeast, which stops the sugar from being transformed into carbon dioxide and alcohol. Alright, so now I've got 48 bottles of beer here, uncapped. Sanitize my capper, sanitize my caps. Capper holds the cap with a magnet. You go on top of the beer with the capper. It's capped. Done. One down. Check the seal, make sure it's not broken. Whew, all right. And that's all there is to it. So the last step basically is take a rag, wipe down the outside, put it back in the box, and you're gonna wait a couple days until this guy is very pressurized. And you wanna check to make sure the seal's good on the cap all during that time. When it's really, really pressurized, which should be probably no more than 2 days, open it, pour it out into a glass, and if you've got the desired carbonation you want, pasteurize the bottles. And I'll post a video probably on Sunday of me pasteurizing these bottles. Yeah, alright guys. That's it for today. I'm gonna go clean up so that Leia doesn't kill me and pretty much take it easy. Alright. See you tomorrow.